Do you ever just not be able to stop thinking about like a movie you've seen? Like you watch a movie and like maybe you even walk out of the movie and you're like, well, that was pretty good. But then it just keeps coming back and coming. Oh, sorry. My amazing studio here on my dining room table. Papers are everywhere. Always a pro show here at Sage Against the Machine. Always top-notch quality. The new Joker movie. Which one is it? Hold on. I don't know names of things. Okay, hold on. What is the... You guys are probably all yelling at me. You're like, it's this one. The newest Joker movie.
Joker is a 2019 movie directed by Todd Phillips, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Robert De Niro, and Mark Maron.
Yeah, that one. That's the one. Forever alone in a crowd, failed comedian Arthur Fleck seeks connection as he walks the streets of Gotham City. Arthur wears two masks, the one he paints for his day job as a clown, and the guise he projects in a futile attempt to feel like he's part of the world around him. Isolated, bullied, and disregarded by society, Fleck begins a slow descent into madness as he transforms into the criminal mastermind known as the Joker. There's a style of this writing that's always so, like you always have to say it in that low voice. Forever alone in a crowd, failed comedian Arthur Fleck. I don't understand why it always has to sound that way. But anyways, I just can't stop thinking about this movie. And the reason is because it does an amazing job of portraying mental illness in America. And it walks you through what it's like to be mentally ill in America. And I think does a nice job of showing you how being an American makes you mentally ill. I have this new thing I'm calling us the traumatic the traumatic states of America. Like there's just so much trauma being an American. And I don't know, I mean, what's it like in Finland? I mean, they have like a longer health, like they live longer. Okay. Look, let me do this. Wait, no, wrong button. Life expectancy in Finland. Okay, let's look this up.
The life expectancy in Finland was 81.78 years in 2016.
Okay, 81.78 years. Okay, can you remember that? 81.78. Life expectancy in the United States.
78.69 years, 2016.
Yeah. We're like living like 3 years less. We're living 3 years less than those. I'm trying to sign in. Yes. Indy, are you trying to sign in? There you go. Okay. I know everything. Yes, of course. So, like, we know that there are places in the world where it is nicer to live than America. Now, I'm not, by any stretch of the imagination, anti-American. I kind of like the raw grittiness of America. Like, it's just always been the wild, wild west out here for us, and it's fine, right? Like, I like it because it suits me and it suits my go get 'em, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I literally have bootstraps. I bought boots. They literally have bootstraps. I do it. Every day I pull on my boots by my bootstraps. I like to go hard. I like it all. And I do well in it. So, I'm like, I'm a good American. I'm like a good fit for America. That's like, it's just, I have my health. I'm tall. I'm male. I'm everything. I'm hilarious. I mean, listen to me. I'm hilarious. Witty. People like me. Now it's just getting in. Oh, tell me more, Sage. Tell me more about how great you are. Yes, well, yeah. Look, there's people that do well in school and there's people that don't do well in school. And it would follow that there are people that do well in America and there are people that don't do well in America. It's a system. America is a system just like the prison system, the school system, the corporate system. They're just systems, and some people are made for them and some people are not made for them. And so, it stands to reason that some people, a certain percentage of America, is probably like, this is unbelievable. I cannot believe this is my life. The jobs that I have to choose from are terrible. My health care is unbelievably expensive, or it's tied to my job that I hate. So I can't leave the job that I hate. I just keep eating fast food and getting fatter and more high cholesterol. And, it's just like, for some people, it's not a great system. And then I think for people that have mental illness, it's anybody that has any deficiency in America, it's terrible. By and large, I think. But mental illness, I think, is like really bad in America because right now in America, and probably from all points past to now, we look down on mental illness. We see them as weak-minded. I think we're finally accepting like the fact that if a person goes to war and does like 7 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan and comes back all freaked out, that there's something called PTSD, and we can sort of empathize with that. That we're like, okay, I can imagine driving around being scared shitless that like an improvised explosive device, isn't that what they call them, an IED, just like is on the road and could explode at any time, will make you go insane. I think people are like, yep, that sounds pretty bad to me. I could imagine I might go crazy. Yeah. But do you know that experiencing the violence of inner city life creates the same levels of PTSD as people that went to Iraq and Afghanistan? That's the next level. See? So, and then you have to understand that sometimes you're born with a mental illness or you acquire it genetically or whatever, it develops later in life, or it can be created by your environment, like Iraq and Afghanistan, or equally as powerful, experiencing violence in the inner city. That's the next thing that we have to educate ourselves on. That PTSD, surprise, surprise, that's post-traumatic stress, okay, disorder. Post-trauma, after trauma, okay? that means there was trauma and now there's no longer trauma, but you're still experiencing the stress and the disorder of the trauma that you used to have. So, you go to Iraq and Afghanistan. You experience the trauma. You come home, you no longer are in Iraq and Afghanistan, but you still have like nightmares, you can't sleep, you can't go to fireworks, you can't, like just there are things that trigger you and bring back that rush of feeling that is incredibly powerful, incredibly painful. The thing about inner city violence is you have trauma from the past, okay? So you still have the post-traumatic. There was the trauma, usually growing up, but you're still in the environment. It's not like you left the inner city, like people left Afghanistan and Iraq. You have post-traumatic and current traumatic and upcoming traumatic. Your life is just a life of traumatic or trauma. Trauma. We in America must become more educated on trauma because we are learning there are experts that are focusing on trauma these days, and they are talking about generational trauma. They are talking about trauma that can happen in utero. They are talking about trauma that can affect the rest of your life that you experience the first 3 months of your life. Trauma is America. I'm telling you. Like, ask anybody that is, like, say somebody that specializes in helping the elderly. They will gladly tell you that being elderly is traumatic. Your friends and family are gone. You've lost control of your own life. You're isolated. You're alone. You're scared. You are experiencing trauma. Okay? And trauma then leads into sometimes post-trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay? We must get educated on mental illness, all right? Every time there's a school shooting, somebody's like, we need more mental health stuff, and then nothing happens. Like, nothing happens. Look, I'm really into constitutional amendments. Except for the 18th, I believe, which was the prohibition of alcohol. But then the 21st was repealing the constitutional amendment of prohibition. But the first and the second are really good. Speech and guns, basically. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Don't screw with my speech. I won't screw with your guns. Okay? We got to do something about these school shootings, though, don't we? Can't we do something about that? I'm not talking. Don't even think. Don't even think. Look, I'm pro Second Amendment. Pro. More guns, the merrier. You want a gun? I believe more guns. Honestly. I believe every woman should have a gun and every black person should have a gun. And then we would end the Second Amendment. It's a joke. It's a joke, but not totally maybe untrue. I believe everybody that can have a gun should have a gun, specifically women. and black people, African Americans, but specifically, after I watched The Handmaid's Tale, I'm like, every woman needs a gun. Every woman needs a gun. Get a gun, get a gun, get a gun. Yeah, this is a tangent, but I think women's rights are the most fragile rights in the world. Look, I mean, they were the last to get voting rights. It's just, get a gun, ladies. Get a gun. That's all I'm saying. Just get one. Carry it around with you all the time. Get a big gun you keep at home. More guns. I swear to you, I'm not even joking. Every woman should have a gun. Okay. I love doing these podcasts. This is just great. It's just me saying ridiculous stuff. Trauma. Okay, look. You can't tell me that the Joker didn't have trauma. His whole life was trauma. Okay? And he clearly had mental health issues. And the system didn't do anything for him. And what I love about this movie is I see it firsthand. Did you listen to the podcast, the last podcast about Patty? She can no longer get mental health drugs. She's been red flagged or whatever she called it. She cannot get mental health medication from a doctor. And when you begin to learn about mental health issues, you learn that there's a lot of chemicals swimming around in your brain. Serotonin. Some others. And they're messing with you. And if your chemicals aren't right, you're going to be out of sorts. Look, I'm on 20 milligrams of citalopram and have been on it for years. And I'm just about ready to get to 40. I'm ready. You know why? Because it evens me out. Evens me out. Yours truly has a mental illness. Okay? And it's fine. Look, I have anxiety. It's fine. You probably have it too, and it's fine. You ever watch how you react to situations in your life? You get all wigged out and freaked out. It's a lot less in my life now. Citalopram. It takes off the pointy edges. Okay? I think they should put it in our water. Oh, did you hear this? Let's see. They said that people that had natural lithium in their water, okay? Like they did a study. I guess somehow lithium can seep into your water. Lower overall suicide rates in communities where there is lithium in the water. All right. They didn't put lithium in the water. The water just had lithium. Lowered suicide rates. We need to get on the drugs, people. Look, you ever think about the human mind and what a whack-a-mole thing it is? Look, we have millions of years of brain evolution until they bolted on some basically just some fancy front end work, a little bit of chrome on the front. They bolted on some chrome on the front of our head, and we called it a frontal lobe. They just bolted that on at the last minute, and that's the whole thing. Like, and they're like, now you're a human. You're like, oh my God, help me. Oh my God. I'm going to freak out. I'm dying around here. No, just think it through. Think it through. Yeah, no, it's crazy being a human. It's crazy. Okay? Look, when the raccoons start talking, who I think will be the next species to talk, it's not going to be the monkeys. They're fine. They're just like, I don't need to talk. The raccoons are going to be like talking, okay? Guardians of the Galaxy got it right. When the raccoons start talking, I'm telling you, they're going to be wigged out. We're going to have to get them on citalopram or whatever raccoons need to chill themselves out. We're going to do that because they're going to be thinking and they're going to be stressed out. They're going to be like, look, I'm tired of moving from the woods to the city to the woods. Just tell me where I can live. And be like, we don't like you raccoons. You're crazy. You're getting in all our trash. Well, that's what I eat. I eat trash. You don't need your trash. You threw it away. I'm going into your trash can. We don't like it. You make a mess. You're like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then there's the raccoon wars. See? Do you see what happens? You got to get the raccoons on the lithium or the citalopram or whatever raccoons, whatever chills a raccoon out. Get them on it fast. We don't want the raccoon wars. They're going to be bloody. They're going to be terrorizing us in the middle of the night. They hunt in the middle of the night, people. Can you imagine? Oh, my God. With little spears, little guns, little raccoon guns. I don't want that for us. I don't want the raccoon wars. We all need, when we start thinking and gain a conscience, becoming conscious, not a conscience, becoming aware, it starts to mess with us because we're like, what is going on here? This is not my beautiful life. We need to chill it out. We need to chill it out. I think maybe marijuana. I don't do any drugs other than citalopram. It's prescribed by my doctor, but man, I hear people like that marijuana. Becoming legal in Illinois the first of the year. I think there will be some dispensaries in Chicago. You can go get them. It'll probably be sold out. You better wait a couple weeks. More of that. We need to chill out. We need to chill out. Okay? We're getting all wrapped up in our stuff. And we need help. And we are not getting the help. Okay? We do not get help for mental health in America because my theory is it makes us, we think we're weak. We think we're weak. You remember in the show Sopranos when Tony, he went to a therapist and he was deathly afraid of telling his friends, because it makes him look weak. Makes him look weak. It's not weak, man. You're just your chemicals and your frontal lobe, they're just going haywire and going nuts. That's all. It's no big deal. Chill out. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I recommend citalopram for the long-term effects. Exercise, also really good. Really good, really good, really good. Used to be a runner. So, I believe that we, particularly Americans, need a long conversation about mental health and how we're all batshit crazy and we need help. We all need help. I'm talking to these young women, like teenagers, and they're all experiencing these intense feelings and emotions. And because the world is going nuts, and I'm not just targeting young women, it just happens to be the people that talk about their emotions. I would imagine young men have similar things, but they just bury that crap like all good American men are supposed to do. We don't talk about this stuff. I don't know what my son is feeling over there. He's just playing video games with his headset on. He's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I try to get him to talk. I'm just talking to the podcast, buddy. Don't you worry. Talking helps a lot. Really does. Clinically proven. Talk it out. Talk it out. Talk it out, people. Ashley, our community director, once recently asked me how I felt about something. I can't remember what she asked me, what I felt what the issue was, but I remember very distinctly being like, "What are you even talking about? How I feel? How do I feel? You mean how I feel? I don't know how I feel. How do I feel? How do you think I feel? I don't know." I didn't say it that way at all. I was like, "Wow." What I told her was that I feel more comfortable. I'm like, well, let me tell you how I feel right now. I feel more comfortable talking about quantum physics than I do my feelings. And then I'm like, wow, that's weird. That's really weird. And then I started thinking about it, and I started actually thinking about my feelings, and I'm like, well, yeah, no wonder feelings are complicated. Like honestly, and I'm like 48 years old, and I really hadn't ever thought of this before. Like, you feel different things, okay? When somebody asks you how you feel, you might just say one thing. Like, usually you say, I'm fine. But in reality, maybe if you went a little deeper, you'd be like, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm happy, stuff like that. But that's not how feelings work, come to find out. I learned by monitoring my own feelings. You have all kinds of feelings, okay? When something bad happens, I think it's not uncommon to feel multiple feelings: anger, frustration, depression, sadness, giving up, all these feelings. You feel ragey one second, you feel beaten down the next second. Maybe you feel them both at the same time. It's like having multiple illnesses just all at once. One time I swear I had 2 different colds. It was the weirdest feeling of my life. I'm like, why do I have 2 colds? But I know I do. That's what bad feelings are like a lot of times. Like you feel angry and sad. How do you feel angry and sad? Sad is like, I'm sad. Angry is like, I'm going to kill somebody. But you do. I think. That's what I learned. 48 years old, I finally learned that feelings are complicated. Who knew? I didn't know. I literally didn't know. So, look, if you haven't watched the new Joker, get it, watch it, live it, understand it, because we owe a lot to those people for making that film, because it does a really good job of showing in a very raw form the reality of mental illness in America and how people that need it the most, need the help the most, oftentimes cannot get it. And so then, like in Patty's case, because she can't get actual prescribed mental health medication anymore, she just turns to the street. And right now, meth is the cheapest drug out there. Cheapest drug. Lasts for hours, and $20 will get you 2 doses, I guess. That's what I think she said. So, yeah. So you get the meth. They're pushing it in from Mexico. It's wonderful because it's quality stuff. But now she says she hates the meth because they're lacing it. The drug dealers are lacing it with fentanyl, and she feels like she has been dosed with opiates. She talked about that. So her idea was, I asked her if she thought it should be legalized, and she said no, but she thought that marijuana could be legalized. And she said that marijuana is good because you can look at your marijuana and you can see if there's any kind of crystals in it. It's harder to hide like opiates in marijuana. So I thought that was pretty cool. We got to do something. And the first thing you got to do is admit you have a problem, okay? And I'm telling you, we are the traumatic states of America. It's just dog eat dog out here, people. It's just everybody for themselves. And until we can change that, which I do think we will change, I think. I do believe that. I do believe that we will find some more compassion and understanding of what it means to be a human being in America. But that's not where we are right now, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, we need to work on our mental health. If you feel anxious, please go to your doctor. If you feel like killing yourself, please, Lord Jesus, do not kill yourself. My father-in-law says that suicide is a long-term solution for a short-term problem. A lot of times that's the case. Let me see. Let me tell you. Hold on. What is the phone number for the suicide prevention hotline?
Something went wrong.
No.
Please try again.
No. What is the phone number for the suicide prevention hotline?
Something went wrong.
What?
Please try again.
What? What went wrong? What is the phone number for the suicide prevention hotline? Oh, thank God. It's available 24 hours a day. 1-800-273-8255. Okay? And I think they have online chat, too. You can go online. It says, you're not alone. Confidential help is available for free. Yeah, so 1-800-273-8255, okay? It's hard out here. It's hard for everybody. I don't care how much money you have. This world is hard, and America makes it even harder. Take care of yourself, okay? Do what you can to take care of yourself. I know sometimes a lot of you like to take care of others before you take care of yourself. That's not how it works. You ever been on an airplane? You know, you put your oxygen mask on first, and then you help others with their oxygen mask. That's the standard procedure, okay? You help yourself first, and then you help others. Otherwise, you're both going to drown. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? You're just fine. You're just fine the way you are. Yeah, sometimes you screw up, but sometimes you do good things. And you haven't quantified the pros and cons of your life, the good versus the bad. You're just a human being doing the best they can. That's all. That's all it is. You're just a human being doing the best you can. And a lot of times, I'm not saying your feelings and your experiences aren't valid by any stretch of the imagination. They certainly are. But I think a lot of times, something that is going on in your life is maybe compounded by some form of mental illness, like anxiety or depression or bipolar or schizophrenia. None of these things are anything you have to fear, okay? There's solutions to that. But you work on those things, and then sometimes the thing that you think was destroying your life won't seem as bad, okay? I just get my citalopram right from my doctor, right from my general practitioner guy. I just go over there. He doesn't ask no questions. I just, I've been getting them for years. The only question he asked me recently was did I want 40 milligrams? Stupid me was like, no, I'm good. My wife was like, you dummy. Get 40. Next time I think I'll go get 40. Because every once in a while, a little 40 it helps me out. Maybe I don't need 40 all the time. But, feeling a little blue, pop a 40. I swear it helps. I swear it helps. The next day I feel better. That's legal. And really good for me, the citalopram. Now that's the thing. Because our chemical makeups are so nuanced and individualized, citalopram might not be for you, and it takes a while to try it. It takes weeks, 3-4 weeks to get you're going to feel weird at first. You're going to feel foggy and out of it. You just got to plow through that. Give it 4 weeks. See if you feel better after 3 or 4 weeks or whatever your doctor says. For me, citalopram worked great, but there's other drugs out there that I think can help you. I'm a big advocate for chemical modification, or whatever you want to call it. I just believe in the chemicals in my brain, and I believe that there are drugs that can help level those chemicals out in your brain. That's what I believe, and I think there's some science to back that up. So just, if you're feeling anxious, you're feeling depressed, just, don't blame it all on yourself, okay? Just maybe schedule an appointment with a therapist. Maybe that should be your New Year's resolution, that you're going to go talk to a therapist. That would be good. Or, maybe you're going to try an anti-anxiety, anti-depression medication. Just try it. You're feeling a little off, you're feeling a little depressed, you feel a little anxious, try it. Try it. What's the worst that's going to happen? It's legal. We're allowed to have it. I'm not telling you to do anything illegal. I'm just telling you from my experience, it's awesome. Really levels me out. Mental health, everybody. That's what I would like to see more. I mean, I just feel like in America, if we're going to be Americans, okay, which is fine with me. Obviously, I said before, I like it. I'm suited for the, every man for himself, go it alone, practically a zombie apocalypse existence that we live in. Fine with it. But not everybody is. And we got to have some safety nets for the people that are getting beat up. And look, I'm the one telling you I love this environment, and I'm on medication. Okay? I'm on medication. So I can only imagine the people that are like, this is ridiculous. This whole system is ridiculous. You probably should be on medication for sure. I'm not a doctor. Okay? All right? I'm just throwing an idea out there. Just saying. The traumatic states of America. I'm telling you, that's where we live. It's brutal out here. Brutal. And a therapist or medication might help you. That's all. All right, everybody. What is today? Saturday, December 28th. I don't know if I'll get another one in this year. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to Niagara Falls. Tomorrow. We're too cheap to stay over the New Year's Day or whatever, so we're leaving the New Year's Eve because you save a ton of money. So anyways, we're going for a few days, going to the Canadian side, because it's funner. And yes, I'm an English major, so I can invent the word funner. It's a good word. Funner and funnest. Yes, we should have those words in the English language. It's funner. Canadian side's funner. There's cool boardwalk. It's just game. I think we're going to go to a wax museum. I mean, duh. What else you going to do in the middle of the winter in Niagara Falls except go to a wax museum? What else you going to do? There's probably Ripley's Believe It or Not in there. Might go to that. They always have something like that around those kinds of places. I like Ripley's Believe It or Not. I don't know if we'll putt-putt golf. I know for a fact they have putt-putt golf, but I can't imagine it would be open in the end of December. I don't know. I'll report back. I'll let you know. But it's only 4 hours away, and it's good to roll out. It's good to just get in your car and roll out. That alone is worth the price of admission. I hope that you look back on 2019 and think it was okay. I'm going to classify my year as all's well that ends well. The first half of the year, maybe the worst year of my business life. My worst, yeah. But the second half was a nice ride up. I'm really looking forward to 2020. Has a nice ring to it, right? 2020. Except it sounds so old. The 20s. The 20s. The roaring 20s. Ooh, do you think we're going to have a roaring 20s? Take it. I'll take it. I'll roar. I like roaring. Maybe get some flappers back. Ooh. Instead of like ending prohibition of alcohol, maybe we're going to end prohibition of marijuana. Everybody be just smoking up a storm, eating edibles. I don't know if I'm going to get involved in that. I'm going to wait until my kid leaves. And then I think I'm going to maybe explore some edibles. I'm a little nervous because I do not want anything to tempt me to drink again. I do not want to drink again. Never, 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 never. Never. But so I don't want to chill out so much that I'm like, and I'll drink a little. Nope. I was thinking like a lemonade would be good. Marijuana and lemonade. Is that nice? I don't know. Sounds nice. But not in 2020. My kid's only 15. I'm not going to subject him to my high ass. He doesn't need that crap in his life. Just going to be me. I'm crazy enough. I mean, listen to me. I don't need any drugs other than my citalopram. I should be a poster child for that citalopram. I love that stuff. All right, everybody. If I don't talk to you before the new year, Happy New Year. I love you. I love this journey we are all on together. I feel kind of connected to you. That's the beautiful thing about this is I feel connected to you and the universe, and if you like the word God, I feel connected to it all. And it's all because of the work I get to do with the homeless. I probably owe the homeless more than I owe anybody else for what they have done to help me, I think, be a better human being. And you're watching you and seeing you do what you do. So inspiring. So inspiring. You're wonderful. You're wonderful. And I love you. All right, everybody. Have a happy new year, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.